Yeah, I really do value, and that's the thing. I value the people that support me so much. I do. Like that's one thing. Like, we always have people that don't support us, but I don't pay attention. It's the people that literally I'm still here. My career, because of mental illness, I live with bipolar 1, PTSD, and acute anxiety. I shouldn't even have a career. Like there was not even like, yeah, they were like, that's not even going to be possible. And then through 16 years of medication and therapy, I was able to get myself back to being able to perform on the internet. And I always wanted the internet because you can reach vast amount of people and you're still safe behind the screen. This little box is, and I've done that, and people always, yes, it's you can do so much and you're safe. And people used to be like, I was saying that in 2008. Yeah, I'm going on the internet. I'm going on the internet. And it's so amazing how the internet has changed like that. Now you have the record industry changed because artists can now put their own music out. Like everything had to slow down for the internet. But I've always had, and I can say this, it's a great idea. I've always had this idea that I would travel to exotic places and set up like sound stages. Like one of my places would be like Hawaii, and set up like a sound stage on the beach, and like right at sunset, actually just perform for a camera, streaming and recording this little performance, and then putting it on my website, and then making, get a ticket, you can watch this. And I saw the Met do it. The opera, because I had always had it in my head. And then when COVID hit, the Met did it. And all the opera singers were like in Ireland on this outside stage. And it was just like a wooden platform. And they were videoing it so that the public could still watch it. And I said, see, I knew that this was going to be big. And so many other people, like you had major celebrity singers and performers. Erykah Badu was one of the first people. She did a concert online for $1 and charged everybody $1.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did it too last year. Dua Lipa.
Yes.
Online one.
Yes. They all started doing it. And it was like, and I was like, oh, they're getting into it. But my thing is, for me, it's not a fad. It would be how I do it, because I am people like fame has always scared me. Like, I have, for being the Queen of Shade, I have really know a lot of people. I've been blessed to meet a lot of people, even in passing online and my DMs and all of those things. And my Rolodex is quite large, but like, I'm just not, they invite me places, come to Panama. And I'm like, you want me to leave the country? Like, they're like, oh, come over here, come to this, come to Lisbon, come to, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I get invited all over the place. And I'm just like, and I respectfully decline. I'm like, not now, not now, I'm like, not now, not now. But it's really because I really am just like, I'm an ambivert. So I can give you the show, but I'm very much to myself. Like I'm very much, because for like, I'm spearheading my career. So in order for me to do that, I have to be CEO and performer and businessman. So I have to pay attention to everything. Like I don't ever just let my hair down. I can't.
Well, at least you can always do it if you feel like you want to.
Yeah. I think I'll wait till I'm 50. Because they say your voice gets better over time. And I have a crystal clear voice. So I think I'll wait till I'm 50 and I'll start wearing gray wigs. A long gray wig, and sing then. I really did, because I'm just like, there's a lot. And the reason why I'm going this way with you is because there's a lot in performance. It doesn't matter what performance it is. There's practice. There's the co-stars. You got to work off of each other. Yeah. And sometimes you don't even get a chance to really meet and really know each other. It's like this person, as you get into the industry, any industry of entertainment, it's like, okay, you start to see the regulars. But then there are new people. Y'all don't have like, they're over there in the corner with their manager, typing on their phone. You're in the corner like, okay, let me make sure I did this. Let me make sure this bill is paid. Let me make sure this is paid. All right, now and then it's like, literally, I see it all the time. And then they put their phones down, and then all of a sudden the person they're with is like the most beautiful person, most exotic person they've ever seen. And it's just like, and then right after it's over,
overdone. Yeah.
They're back to their phone, setting up their next trip, their next voyage, their next scene. They're not like, it really is work. It's a lot of work. And I work so hard to get right here. I'm just like, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. And it's just like,
You're happy working. You're happy working.
Yeah.
And that's good because a lot of people these days aren't happy working.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So at least you can say that you're very happy doing your job, you know?
Yeah. I'm curious, have you ever done drag?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, when I was younger, for sure. Growing up, I did it a few times with some friends. And then for like a finale, Canada's Drag Race party, it was invite, come dressed in drag. And so a friend of mine had done me up. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun.
I say that and I asked because you're such a performer and you're so like widely like they call on you. They know you. Oh, we're gonna book Skyy. Like those calls come regularly. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep booking Skyy. He looks amazing. He still looks amazing. He's gonna look amazing a long time. Okay, we call him. He's been booked. Like, I know how it goes on behind the scenes, but it's so crazy because like me, I'm a cross dresser. I don't do drag. But then I get in trouble because people are like, well, you haven't made up your mind. Are you trans? And I'm like, I'm a trans illusionist. That's what I came to. Trans illusionist.
Okay.
Yeah. One of my personalities, he's two-spirited. Darnell Thomas, he's a media personality. I interviewed him months ago and he was like, you are a trans illusionist. He was like, it is disrespectful for people to call you just a cross-dresser. And I'm like, okay, I've been a cross-dresser since I was 8 years old. He's like, well, you are now a trans illusionist. And it just stuck. It just made it so classy. And
I like the way it sounds. Exactly. It sounds classy.
Yeah.
No, it's like the elevation.
Yes.
Of the word, I love that.
Yeah. So like now I go around, people ask me, well, what do you do? I'm a trans illusionist. And they look at me like, they don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. So then I end up saying, it's a cross-dresser. Yeah. They're like, oh, okay. But yeah, whenever someone is introducing me, trans illusionist. Yeah. It's so like, I'm just talking my head off because like, I love you. I love you. I do. And my situation is different because it's not a whole bunch of questions. We just kind of like just play off each other and talk. That's
like you had a conversation. I like it. Yeah.
I'm glad you like it because I'm sitting here just running my mouth.
I could listen to you for hours,
Justin, like, no, we got to get you talking. Okay. So, what do you do to stay in shape? Let's get you talking.
Well, I am blessed to have Russian genetics.
Oh, yes.
My family is Russian, so our genetics are tight, lean bodies built for war,
Yes. And ballet and stuff like that.
And ballet. It's just like most Russian men in my family are born with a naturally lean body. Wow. But then I do obviously go to the gym. I love it. And of course, I have taken steroids in the past.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think most of the gay community takes steroids now.
I'm like, that's mild.
Exactly.
I'm like, you being mild.
Right?
I'm like, gay community?
Well, yeah.
I've seen some films and I'm like, oh, I know he out of it. Like you just like literally, like he's like sucking the dick and he's sleeping. Yeah. like literally, his eyes are closed, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe they let you do this scene like that. But yeah.
Some people have no control.
Oh God. So like as far because even as a dancer, like what do you do like for stretching? Do you do Pilates? Like is there anything yoga? Is there anything for that? Because you are like you are able to get full extension. So I want to know how you do that.
I don't like group classes for some reason, so I just don't do those. But I do stretch every morning here in my own home.
Yeah.
And at the end of a workout, I'll normally take a sauna and I'll stretch in the sauna because it's the best place to stretch.
Yeah, that's true. I've heard that.
Yeah. And then, maybe your towel drops in a cute straight bowl.
Yes, and they probably already know who you are because men are curious, and the internet is the internet, and he can literally see his favorite girl, right? And then it pops up another video right there, and it's just the name, and he remembers the name, and yeah.
I do love my straight bi boys. I have
Yeah.
quite a lot of them as my regulars here in Montreal.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. No, that's so beautiful. No, because I truly believe that most people would be not like pansexual. Because I always say that attraction and love knows no gender. Exactly. It knows no gender. So I even did some videos for TikTok because I drop a lot of wisdom on there, and I'm like, listen, you will have never thought that you were into this, but you love your best friend who's a girl, or you love your best friend who's a guy. And you may not know what to do with those feelings and emotions, but you love them more than you should.
Yeah.
It happens. And I love when conversations start to come out like that, because it stops being so rigid and uncommon, because it's actually very common. It's very common.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's the only way sometimes you'll know what you truly want in life.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny too, because what I love about men is when they like something, it. Yeah. Women, it's harder. It's harder for women to show immediately. Well, the nipples get hard, but things like that happen. But when a man is into something that he likes,
boom.
And I go off of that. I go after that. If it is, you like this, don't play with me. You like this. Because you can see it, it's visible. So, you get a lot of, even when I was in high school, you get a lot of boys that kind of hide. They hide when they're attracted to you. They hide because you can see. So it's just, my God. So anyway, we already talked about your physique, because I didn't even know you were Russian. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So the name Skyy with 2 Y's, where did it come from?
So when coming up with my name, everybody, I took my time. Yeah. I thought about it. Yeah. I had written it out. I back and forth with my friends. Yeah. And then it was the day before my first scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, these are what I have it nailed down to. And we were in this bar that we go to all the time, but we had never gone during the day before.
Okay.
And so we were having a drink, and all of a sudden above us was this giant skylight.
Wow.
And we were like, how have we never noticed a skylight in this bar? We're here all the time. But like, the word sky from the skylight just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I have to use it. It's a sign. It's something calling down to me. So Skyy stuck, and Knox just fit with it as a match to make it a little bit of a stronger punch. Yeah. And then the 2 Y's is just what happened when I wrote it. Yeah. I didn't even notice I put 2 Y's. It just naturally flew out when I wrote it.
Wow, because even as I was adding you into my phone, initially I put Skyy and I spelled it, and then I was like, wait a minute, there's 2 Y's here. I should have known that. I've seen this name enough. But I had to go back and correct it, because I'm like, it's 2 Y's. But then when you were performing on stage, they put behind you Skyy Knox. Yeah. And I saw the 2 Y's, and I'm just like, wow. Do you perform like that a lot? Do you get gigs like that a lot to go and perform like that?
Yeah, I perform best like as an individual in-person performer.
Okay.
That's what I always say.
Yeah.
That performance was for the Porn Awards in May.
Yeah.
And I was the host and then halftime performance.
You poured water on yourself too.
Yeah, a couple of people got a little wet. They were like, "You bet."
That was beautiful.
So I'm hoping to do more at our bigger events, like the award shows.
Yeah.
The next one's in January. It's at the Gavians, and I was
going to say Gavian.
Yeah, the Gavian. So I'm hoping I will be able to perform at that, only because I want these shows to have our industry in it, and not always just, oh, here's another RuPaul girl or something else has
Oh,
nothing to do with our industry.
yes.
We have such talented performers already.
Yes.
So even
Yes.
some of the boys, I would love one of the pole dancing boys to do a pole show at our award show, you know? That's what I want to try to bring to our awards.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like you're gonna have your own award show.
I
It sounds like that's what's coming. No, because you have so many, but that's the thing, you have so many wonderful ideas because inclusion is everything. You know, like you got to include this. And I recently I watched, I don't know where it is. I don't remember her name. She was a adult porn star, film star, and she spoke at this really, really big summit in the UK.
Yeah.
And she talked about, you know, how the industry and sex positivity and, you know, how she ended up not doing scenes and how she, if she wanted the scenes to be the best, she ended up having to have her own production team and shoot her own scenes. But, you know, she was talking about how she didn't like, and I'm just going to say it, she said she didn't like adolescents being able to have such easy access to her. She said because the internet has done that. It puts it literally in the palm of their hand. They can Google a name, and then if the parental controls aren't on, then they get a whole eye full of everything. And she said, you know, the internet has its advantages, but what she did not like was the younger people running up to her knowing who she is.
I call them the euphoria generation now.
Yes. Explain that.
Oh, they're like, just because of the show, the TV show Euphoria.
Yeah.
Like that type of generation coming up with technology.
Yeah.
Are just completely the opposite to us.
Yeah.
In a way I didn't even know could, like, how different can we possibly be? Wow.
Yeah.
And I hope that somehow they could stop that part of education when it comes to technology and take it back a little so that they can actually grow as a human being other than a technology robot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she mentioned that too, because it just was like, you know, she talked about, she remembers her first kiss. Yeah. She remembers the first time, you know, and she's like, and I'm an adult film star, but it was okay to try this in person with a person I cared about. And she's like, we're robbing our children of this. Their first experiences are through their phones.
Right.
I'm just like,
yes, I remember so well. Yeah. Everything.
Oh my God.
Everything's, you know, it was never with a screen. It was.
First kiss. Do I remember my first kiss? Yes, I remember my first kiss. I was trying to think there because it was weird how it happened to me. I was in college and it was before the medical withdrawal. It was this summer. I had sex with a guy, but I would not sleep with anybody on my campus because my campus had this weird thing about it. Like we had a lot of like athletes and football players and things like that. And they were kind of like trying to get me. Like, yeah, you know, they experiment in college. Oh. So I was kind of like the bet thing kind of going on, and I knew it. So I made sure there was one guy I talked to for a long time, but I just would not. So I went to school at Clarion, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. So I met a guy all the way in Ohio, I think Akron, Ohio, and I made him drive all the way to me over the summer. Nobody knew, but I don't think I kissed him. The funny thing is, that was my first sexual experience, and it went very well. It was very good. At that time, I bottomed. I bottomed, and the thing was, it was my first time, but I wanted to make sure, like, I went and got like these oils, because out there at school we only had a Walmart. We had a super center. It was the only thing out there in the damn town. Yeah. So I went to Walmart and I got all of these like jasmine scented massage oils and all of that stuff, and I massaged him, and it just was a really beautiful experience. And he said to me as he was, you know, getting in, he was like, "You sure you've never done this before?" And I'm like, "No, this is my first time." And he was like, "Your body is so relaxed but I felt really comfortable with him. Like, I remember his name, everything. I've spoken to him, and he was like, I was your first. He's like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, yes, you were my first, but my second was my first kiss. That was the first guy I ever like kissed. Because the college boys, oh no, I don't kiss. I just wanna, So, but it's ironic because that was 20 something years ago, and I just started dating him. I've known him for 20 years. It was my first kiss.
Wow.
I just started dating him.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, that is the best first story I think that exists.
Oh, but it's true. And we did this whole expose online where we talked and people got to see us. We've known each other 20 years. And guess what? He doesn't know he was my first kiss. He's going to find out like everybody found out right here.
Really?
Yep. It was my first kiss. And literally when I saw him 20 years ago, it was love. It was love at first sight. Wow. I met him in New York. His name is Jermaine. I met him in New York, and he looked at me, I looked at him, and that was it. That was it. But I went on through life, I'm like, oh no, this is just a one-time thing. And I ran around, and I never had a boyfriend. The whole time, I never took a boyfriend. I had sexual partners. I had plenty of sex, but I never had a boyfriend. And so not only was he my first kiss, but now at 39 years of age, he's my first boyfriend.
First kiss, and a separation.
Yeah.
That's honestly, this is the
but I can't make this up. This is my life. This is my life. It's so weird because my life has always been a story of triumph, of rising from the ashes. My grandmother calls me the phoenix because I've burst into flames so many times and had to reinvent myself. And this time it's just so right. The universe is just giving me back all this kindness and all this goodness. And I'm just soaking it all in. But yeah, so I'm dating him, and it's just so weird. And we are already talking other things because we've known each other for 20 years. Actively. I called him through everything. We've known each other that long. So, Wendy Williams used to say, when you reach a particular age or you're a person of a certain age, you don't need a long courtship.
Yeah.
You don't need it. I don't need it. He doesn't need it. So,
he knows. Let's do the damn thing.
That's what we're doing. So, it's just so weird, Skyy. I'm just spilling you're supposed to be spilling your guts. I'm spilling my guts. I'm spilling my guts. But I guess because I'm happy. I'm just so happy.
You look happy.
Thank you. So now I'm going to ask a question that I never ask. Are you in love? Do you have anyone? You don't have to say who it is. But are you in love is the question.
I love a few people in life.
Okay.
I'm currently not with one particular person.
Yes.
Only because right now in my life, I decided not to have a boyfriend, partner, and focus more on me.
Yeah.
Only because I was trying to find a man, have a husband, get the thing. And that was a wrong focus for me.
Yeah.
And so if it does happen, wonderful. But yeah, there's a man named Wilton. He's my ex a little bit. I still love him. There's this boy from London who is my COVID romance. We met. And his name's Nelson. And I'm going to see him in Chicago for Market Days in a week and a half or whenever, 2 weeks or something. Yeah. So there's men in my life that I love.
Yeah. What's so funny? I have a lot of men in my life too. Both my boyfriend and I are polyamorous.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot going on, but we're like the couple. And then it's like whatever we do. I don't want to know what he does, but of course, because I have fame, he wants to know everything that I do. So I'm like, but secretly he's enough. He's enough. Yeah, he's enough. I do have romantic attachments to a lot of boys though. It is a romantic attachment. I love a lot of boys. I've always been that way.
Me too. I just love new connections and new people, new energies. I have a lot of love to give as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, yes, you do. Like, honestly, yes, you do. We know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's a great thing, though. It's a great thing. So, like you said, the Gavians are in January. Are the Avians something separate?
They're just 1 week apart. So
Okay.
Gavians is one weekend. The weekend after is Avian. So basically it goes gay, then the straights.
Ah, okay. But
Yeah.
you're an award winner, right?
Multi-award winner, yeah.
Yeah, you're an award winner. I was going to say you've won awards for your work.
I have,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I thought I saw that. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Yes, you've won awards for your work. So
Yeah, the latest one was the Grabbies, and this year I won the Hottest Body Award.
yeah. Well, that I knew that would happen. That would happen. I have so many pictures of you. I told my boyfriend, I'm like, Jermaine, I'm interviewing him today. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And now he's gonna see this and be like, oh, he wore a see-through shirt for you. No, so yeah, like that's good though. Like I really asked you to come on just to show people your brilliance, because like my gift is I can look at a person and they can be sexy and beautiful, and I see so much more. I know, like as a light myself, I can find the light. And my thing is, I love bringing people on who people don't really know their private side with them, like you, just sitting here talking, minding our businesses, not interrupting anybody, not bothering anybody. Like they don't get to see that. And then they're like, oh, this dude is really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. He's a human being. Yeah, he's alive. He's got a pulse. Like that's why I love doing this. It's just because it gives people a chance, because you have a lot of fans. You do.
I do appreciate all my fans 100%.
Yeah.
I have some of the greatest fans for sure.
You do. You have a lot of fans. And oh my God, how is that for you? Because like when you appear, when you're out, like people notice you, and I know it's predominantly men. Like, how does that work for you? Like,
you'd be surprised, actually. I have tons of female friends.
Really? Well, women do watch gay porn.
They watch so many, and they come. I do cam shows now.
Yeah.
And they come to my cam shows. They love it. You would be shocked. And I have started filming trans porn as well too.
Yes.
So I'm learning about all that community in my industry. So yeah.
Love that. I interviewed him. He's like I call him Trampa. Buck Angel.
Oh,
Buck Angel, yeah. He's like my Trampa. He's like grandpa to me. We talked and so amazing. And I find that a lot of men, especially gay men, they love female to male. They love that. And then, there's always the other, male to female. But I see a lot more entertainers with female to male performers. And it's so fascinating.
I have not actually filmed with a female to male. I filmed with a male to female.
Wow. So you got more to do. I'm like, you got more. I don't put this in the head of your fans. I'm like, oh, you got more to do now. More to do. You got more to do now.
There is this one boy who I flirt with on Instagram, Marquis from New York City. And that is the most beautiful man I think I've ever seen in my life. Oh my! I must send you his like Instagram account.
Wow.
You probably already follow him.
I follow all the guys.
The most beautiful man I have ever seen. Wow.
Oh my God. I have one, and he's like a model and a spokesman and an actor. His name is Laith Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Laith is. But you know what I love most about him? That heart matches that beauty. It's like he's so like,
which is hard to find these days.
Yes, because everybody's so vain. I mean, yes, okay, the hair, yes, okay, but
look good. Yeah, look good.
Yes, but come on, y'all. Like,
maybe I don't know to say.
Yeah, like and that's one thing I do make sure. Like, even when I go out and people say, I make sure you get the best version of me. I'm smiling, I hug you, I ask you how you're doing. Like, no, that is one thing because I just, like you said, I value connection. I value connection. So I never want someone to meet me and be like, oh, he gave us bad energy. Like, oh no, he's not really like that. I'm like, I want people to know because in my case, my brand wasn't built first. I was built first. Yeah. So then I turn around and I had the pleasure of just introducing myself to my brand. So I brought in the actual things about myself that I've always done. So then I was able to make it a brand. But yeah, like you get me. This is me. Like my grandmother used to always devout, Christian. It's not who you are. And I'm like, yes, it is. Do you see how naturally I do this? How charismatic I am? This is me. So yeah, she sees that now. She's just like, oh, but yeah, like she's been my number one supporter. She actually she's a retired teacher of 40 years. And I sit here today not having another job, having to have another job because she took her whole retirement and funded my career.
Really? Oh my God, wow.
Yeah. She every penny. My family is so angry, but it's okay because it turned out all right. It turned out all right. God, my allergies. Oh, please excuse me.
That's one thing I'm happy I don't have is allergies.
Oh, you're blessed. You don't have allergies? Oh, no, child. Anytime the wind blow, I'm like, it's so bad. It is. It's so bad. So like, let me ask you some of these little questions. So dietary, like, what do you eat? Because you are always, I've never seen, and I'm sure everybody has that. We have seasons where we're off and there's bulking seasons and things like that before you get ready for a season of working. But you are always tip top and ready. So like,
yeah, I don't have a bulking season. I don't have I just eat healthy all the time, but I don't limit myself.
Yeah.
Food is there to be eaten.
Yes.
I know how to control how I eat is all. I like pizza, ice cream, all those things.
Yeah.
I cook most of my meals because that's what I wanted to be when I was younger, was a professional chef.
Yeah.
And not about a year and a half to 2 years ago, I was a vegan for a whole year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I learned all about vegan cooking and all of the different ingredients you can use. So that was, I even did like Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, hosting all of it vegan, and everyone loved it, lost their minds.
Wow.
I ate vegan turkey, vegan smoked salmon, like you can do.
My boyfriend's vegan.
Oh, really?
No, but what happened is when you said smoked salmon, I love lox, smoked salmon. And he says that he can find me an alternative. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's made from carrots.
Really?
Yeah, it's made from carrots. And then you get this sort of, it's like a fishy sauce.
Yeah.
And a smoking sauce.
Wow.
And it marinates in that. And the texture turns into a softer texture, just like smoked salmon.
Oh my God. That is so amazing that you know that. See, you have so much knowledge in your head. I didn't know that. Now I can tell him. I'm gonna be like, listen, it's made from carrots. I'm gonna tell him like it's made from carrots, and you got to get the fish sauce, and he's gonna be like, how did you learn? How did you know?
Well, I just kind of went, what resembles smoked salmon? Because that's how they make chicken, the mushroom thing that they boom. So I was like, what vegetable? And I was like, well, the only color I could see is a carrot. Yeah. So then I did go online just so I can make sure if there was another ingredient. I knew I needed a fish and a smoke, and I got that. And then I had everything I needed. But I just double checked online.
Wow.
And I was right. Smoked salmon.
Wow, that is so amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So are you vegan now?
I am not vegan now, but I live a very plant-based lifestyle whenever I can.
Right.
When I'm home and I can cook by myself, yes, I'll eat lots of vegetarian dishes.
Wow.
It's more when I'm traveling and when I'm somewhere else. Yeah. It's just often not, it's not an easy thing to be vegan, like traveling the whole world,
Yeah.
So that's when I'm less picky.
Yeah.
You know, plus fried chicken. I want some fried chicken every now and then.
Right. I was gonna say, right. Fried chicken. Listen, he gonna be mad with me because he's like, I told him I want to go more plant-based, but I'm not giving up my fish.
No.
Up my fish. I love fish. And I can't have, being 40, high cholesterol runs in my family. So my doctor had to tell me, like, you can't have shellfish. And I used to eat shrimp by pounds of it. Like, but before my doctor told me, who I love, he told me you can't have shellfish. Before that, for the first time, I was like saving the experience. I ate 4 lobsters back to back. Just with the butter, clarified butter. And yup, I ate 4 lobsters. I steamed them myself, like yup, and pulled them apart. And yeah, it was so good. And I was just like,
Lobster.
I was like, and get it, I ate them in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I went to the store, specialized store, got them, and literally boiled them, steamed them in the comfort of my own home.
Delicious.
And literally ate them, literally sitting at this desk. The camera wasn't on. And I do that a lot. My boyfriend likes to go out to eat. I am very private. So, because energy, I'm a shaman as well. So I pick up a lot of energy work. I do a lot of energy work. So I have to keep it to a minimum because when I go out, I'm like a magnet. People are drawn to me. I feel their energies. Like it bounces off of me. I take it into me. I'm just like, no, it's too much. I'm like a battery, Duracell, you know, I'm being charged. Like, so I'm like, mm-mm. He was like, you don't want to eat out at a restaurant? I'm like, no, take out. And then I told him I'm waiting to get to the day to where I'm super duper famous, where I can have them shut the shit down and go in there. Yes. Just go in there. Yep. The chef, the owner, one server, and us. Yes. Like,
I've always wanted to do that myself.
Yes. Like it really, yeah. Like I'm just so much energy out here. Yeah. And a lot of it is negative, and I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. That is
smart. It's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. I protect my energy. And then being in therapy, I have a psychiatrist and a psychologist. They always say to me, you're so guarded. And it's just because what I do, who I am, how I look, there's a lot of things that I have to be careful about, because even when I'm not in a wig, I've had heterosexual men hear my voice, know who I am, and want to meet me with violence. So I just have to I'm careful about all of that. I'd rather bypass it, live my life, go out the back door, go out the side door. Like I'm one of those people. I don't need it. I'll go and talk to the divine on a beach early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, before anybody else comes out there. I'll enjoy that beach and then go on back into my room. Like I don't need, I love people. I do. But that whole energy transference thing that I'm having, like my boyfriend said it to me today, like then, cause he's a shaman as well. I'm a shaman dating a shaman. So it's like sleeping and then you start having nightmares, or you're thinking about this person because you done picked up all of this person's energy. And it's just like, and the cleansing process is just so much. So I just prefer not to do it. Like, no.
Like I also work a lot of circuit events around the world, and that is like a full weekend thing. You dance Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes 2 parties a day.
Wow.
So being around that type of energy is, oh my God, so exhausting.
Yeah.
I always prefer to be on stage and backstage.
Yeah.
Hardly ever go into the actual event with all of the people.
Yeah.
I get, oh my God, I don't like being in that type with that many people.
You know what's so crazy? I'm that way. That's why I don't go to concerts.
I never go to concerts. The only concert I ever enjoyed was Robin, because it was outside.
Yeah.
Where I could smoke a joint.
Yeah.
I could walk around. I could watch a show. I could come over here.
Yeah.
So casual.
Yeah, I think the only concert I've been to was kind of something that Philadelphia put on, but it was like sponsored by Live Nation. I saw Will Smith. I saw Jay-Z. I saw Destiny's Child. That was back then. And I saw Patti LaBelle. And Miss Patti LaBelle is something because she's from my city. She is a diva. The football players, the NFL football players from the Eagles were on stage with her, and they were acting a fool. And she shut that shit down. She was like, I will put all of y'all off my stage. And I was like, oh, Miss Patty don't play. Miss Patty don't play. So yeah, but again, it was outside. I saw Stephanie Mills was there too. So these are older, older acts. But like, it was a great experience, like you said, because I could move.
Yeah.
Move. And that whole bit, like, I don't even really do clubs because it's that dark and you're crammed in there. And, people ask me, are you going to perform at a club? I'm like, nope. I don't want to be at clubs because I don't like the energy because I don't drink. So, that's the thing. These people are in there. And I'm going to say this, and how they take it. But, the weekend for them is an escape from their regular life, an escape from their day job, an escape from the week. I love my life. I'm doing what I love to do. I don't want to escape my life. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to escape anything about my life. So, and I had rough years, but I didn't, that wasn't my thing. Sex was my thing. Yeah, but it was always at home. I'd bring them in, that was my thing. And then now I'm celebrating in August with a boyfriend, just started. But I will be going into my birthday because August the 9th is 10 years celibate.
10 years.
10 years.
Okay, good. There we go.
It was just, I needed a cleanse. Like I said, energy. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I just was like, no. So I literally went celibate 10 years, August the 9th. And it allowed me to actually do something that a lot of spiritual workers know, transmutation, where you take the energy from one area of your life and place it into another area of your life to get something done. I had a lot of sexual energy. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, my friends used to laugh at me because I'd sleep with 3 people in a day.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, right. I sleep with 3 people in a day. Like, it was nothing. One summer, I slept with 75 people, 75 guys. And the thing about it is,
oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. See, I can talk about it because it's my past. It's my past. But listen, I ain't ashamed of it. But get this. That was also after I discovered that I was a blouse. So it was easier for me because I'm a top. Yes. So that made it so much easier for me to just be able to, do what I needed to do. Who's next?